Hi, Dwayne Lessner from the technical marketing team at Nutanix. In a recent video, we looked at why government cloud clusters on AWS GovCloud. Today, we're going to take a look at the deployment. We'll take a brief peek at the network design and what we're creating, and then we'll show you how to get the necessary files needed for the deployment, and we'll create our cluster in GovCloud. Let's take a look. For deploying government cloud clusters, we need to download two files from the support portal and upload them to a clean S3 bucket. We are going to be grabbing the installer CFT, which is going to create a temporary AWS VPC that will deploy EC2 instance that will take the GC2 tarball that we've downloaded from the portal and uploaded it to S3. It will grab it, it will unpack it, and then place the AMIs for deploying the bare metal. Part of the GC2 tarball are also three CloudFormation templates, VPC, subnet, and cluster. The VPC is going to create the VPC and some endpoints and the endpoint subnet for securing EC2 communication. The subnet CFT will deploy the subnet for bare metal and Prism Central and add them to the routing table. The cluster CFT will actually deploy the bare metal using those AMIs. We will also deploy the AWS native security groups to protect both the management and the user VMs on the cluster. Also included are the AMIs in the tarball and Prism Central. Let's take a look at the network design. The network design is pretty simple and can fit into existing AWS environments. So we're going to be creating a new VPC. If you need to use an existing, it can be set up manually. So we have our subnet for bare metal. The jump hosts will also be deployed there. We can see some ENIs being created. Those are for session manager for the jump host, so we can securely connect to our cluster. The VPC endpoint subnet has the ENI for EC2. We are creating an S3 gateway to talk to S3 as well. And then our Prism Central subnet. You'll see additional UVM subnets, user subnets that are in the diagram. Those can be created by yourself by simply creating new networks in the same availability zone as your cluster and then add them after using Prism Element or Prism Central. Now let's start deploying our cluster. So here on the Nutanix support portal, we're at the download section where we have Nutanix government cloud clusters listed. We'll go in there and download the two necessary files. We have the GC2 bundle and the GC2 installer. The bundle is the tar file, which includes also the Prism Central bits and also the AMIs. The installer is the CloudFormation template. Once these are downloaded, we'll upload them to a empty S3 bucket. You can use just one, but I prefer to use two. One for the output, so then we could reuse those installation files. So now we're uploading the two files to our S3 bucket. I'm using a tool called CyberDuck, but you could also on a Linux machine use the AWS CLI to perform this. It will happen a lot quicker than if you're using the AWS console through the UI, and then you're also worrying about it shutting down on you. So here in our bucket GC2 install, we have our two files. The YAML file is what's used for the CloudFormation template. So we've copied the URL. We can head over to our CloudFormation template in AWS and create a stack. When you create the stack, after it's running, you'll notice that there's a rollback. That's perfectly normal. Because this is creating a temporary environment, VPC, where we're loading up a EC2 instance to unpack the tarball and then upload the AMIs to the correct area. So here we're grabbing the tarball information. We'll just copy that. We need the S3 URI. We'll paste that in. And then the second information is the second S3 bucket. So once that's in place, you can go down, acknowledge, and then it'll start the process of unpacking and uploading the required bits. So once this has completed, you can see the EC2 instance running there. You will see that roll back in the screen. There is a log file that you can check on the S3 bucket to see how things are progressing. So if we go back to our output S3 bucket and look at the log file, you can download it. It will inform you of what step you're on. So here we have all of the, you can see that it's downloading it, and then it's already starting to extract it. And once it's extracted, then it'll re-upload the AMIs into the right area. And then we have the rollback saying that it has finished. Then we can start going to the installation steps. So the first one is VPC, followed by subnet, and then the actual cluster install. So we grab the URL for the YAML file, or the YAML file to create the CloudFormation template. So we have the stack, give it a name. Here we're putting in the network information, including the endpoint subnet for our EC2 endpoint, and then our S3 gateway will also use that subnet. We want to make sure that we're using the same availability zone throughout the whole deployment. A Nutanix cluster in AWS can't span AZs. You could use something like Metro if you are using our Nutanix Cloud Clusters NC2, the commercial version. So here we have the output that it's going to create. We'll hit submit. Then we can take a look at the artifacts that it's created. So in our VPC environment, we can see the endpoint and the route table, and the endpoint, how it's connected. So we have a complete message. Now we can go into the subnet creation, where we're going to create a subnet for Prism Central and our bare metal. So we pick the same VPC that we were just in, 2B for the availability zone. You can give your subnet a name. Mine's called bare metal. And then a subnet for Prism Central. And then you'll just hit next, and it'll go off and create these resources and ensure that they're all tied together. So now we have the environment set up with the subnets that we need. So if we just go back and refresh the subnets, we can see now that we have the bare metal and GC2 Prism Central. So now we're ready for the cluster stall. And once again, give your stack a name, picking the same VPC ID, the cluster subnet, also the bare metal subnet that we had just created. Then we'll pick the instance type. I'm just doing Z1D as it's the most cost effective for demoing. Give your Prism Central the VIP for management, and then also the data services IP. The minimum is 3 nodes. It'll also deploy jump host with a session manager agent. So that's all secured and you don't have to SSH in. So we have our 3 nodes. They're starting to be deployed. We have a jump host. We can see all of the other resources, including the security groups, which there's 2 main ones, a UVM security group and the cluster security group, where the cluster security group you'd have to edit access for the CVM. So this is the jump host where we're just putting in our private key that the deployment used. And then we're able to SSH into our cluster, and we can see that our cluster is up and running. Cluster has been deployed, and voila, success. Now we can start configuring our cluster. Well, that was pretty easy to get our first GovCloud cluster up and running. Stay tuned for the next video. We're going to take a look at deploying Prism Central, which will also include editing those native AWS security groups to allow the installation to go through. See you there.